Okay, hi everybody, here we are with part 2 of my Besieged videos. This is going to be the core game that we're going to look at. So give you a quick look at the box art. Really nice box art. I love the way they do these, cool minis or not. We'll take a look at the hero sheets in a minute when we get the heroes out and we have a look at them a bit more closely. So first thing we'll take a look at is the instruction booklet. As I said in the previous video, I haven't got a clue how to play this yet because I've never played it. But according to everybody that has played it on the videos that I've seen, it's quite easy to pick up and play. So that shows you all the components in the game, which you'll get a better look at when we open up the boxes. It looks quite nicely laid out. Quite a lot of text to go through, but it's probably just going over things a couple of times, but it looks pretty easy. There's the heroes that you get in the base game, and obviously all the monsters, so it gives you a rundown of them. Abilities obviously of the heroes. And as usual, a round summary, which is always helpful. So before we come on to the tiles, we'll take a look at the cards first. I'm not going to go over them in detail, I'm just going to show you a few. You get 7 different decks of cards. You've got Tavern, Events, Enemies, Compass, Sorcery, Market and Armory. So we'll take a look at, we'll move down a bit, we'll take a look at some of the Armory cards first. I'm assuming this is for the heroes. Nice artwork on them. Coloured artwork, which you don't see a huge amount of on games. So I can't tell you what all these things mean because I haven't played it. But I love the way that they've coloured them. They could have quite so easily have just done them like this, just sort of one plain colour really. Different types of avalanche, I suppose. I'm assuming this is like hit and range and damage and all that sort of thing. I assume that's maybe damage. Roll 2 dice. There's probably people out there that played it that's screaming at me what it means. But yeah, that's the Armory cards. So I'm going to go through these quite quick because let's face it, all you want to see is the miniatures. We have the market. This is obviously where you can buy things, I'm assuming. So just take a look at a couple of these. That's pretty much the same. Yep, so that's the market cards. Now we'll do the sorcery cards. Again, they are all coloured. There's a lot of unboxers out there and reviewers out there who go into the cards and that in great detail, but I'm not like that. I just really want to show you what comes in the game, so if you like the look of what you see, then you go out and buy it. This is the compass. Again, couldn't tell you. Obviously there's going to be north, south, east and west. I'm assuming that's for deployment maybe, or attacking things, or that's your, looks like your guy that you sent out to get the artifact. But you know, I'm sure there's people out there to tell me what it is. Next we have the enemies. I expect a lot of these to be the same. So really nice artwork on these. It's obviously all their hit points and their what sort of damage they can do and their defense and all that sort of thing. When we come to look at the miniatures again, I probably won't be able to tell you what they are. If you can hear that little bit of music in the background, it's I know it might be a bit annoying, but hopefully you won't be able to pick it out. You don't get many different types of monsters in this game, but they all have varying strengths, as you can see there, some different numbers. So that's the monster deck. I'm assuming that's what you pull out at random. And we have events. Obviously these are the things that, nasty things that happen. I would assume some are good for you and some are bad, but you'll probably find most of them are bad. Let's skip forward a bit. Oh, so it looks like you do a bit of repairing and all that sort of thing as well. So it's probably a bit of management involved in the game, source management, that sort of thing. And the final deck of cards is the Tavern. What these are going to do with the tavern, I don't know, but there you go. Okay, so that's all the cards. You get some dice with the game as well. Two different types sets. You've got the normal D6, and then these are obviously your battle dice, I would assume. I expect there'll be some custom ones coming out for it. Also, don't know what these are for. But you get a couple of little clear plastic stands and these black markers. Nothing spectacular to look at. So I'll put a little pause in here, move these out of the way, and then we'll take a look at the tiles. Okay, this is obviously like a little game board where you put the cards and things like that. It's not double-sided. So that's your card sort of mat, as it were. Here we have a load of tokens and cardboard cutouts. This is one of the creatures that I've got in miniature form that come with the Kickstarter exclusives. You'll see that on a later video, but obviously with the base game, as with a lot of these games when they release them, they only give you this to make you buy the rest. So it's obviously all your levelling up skills and things like that, maybe. Here's your tokens. Again, with the Kickstarter backers, we got actual miniatures to represent a lot of these. But they're nicely brightly coloured. Quite thick card as well, so they're going to stand the test of time. Right, now we move on to the board itself. I think this is the main area where your men are, that you're trying to protect. So you've got the outer walls, you've got, these are obviously where the, your cards and all that go, if you move into them. Got a hole in the middle, don't know what that's for, but nice sort of artwork. These are the tiles that go round the outside of this building. This is where all your monsters come from, and they spawn. I think that's a spawning site there, and they got 3 movements to get in towards you before they actually get to you. You've got place here for the cards, and it is double-sided. So I'm just going to quickly go through these to show you the artwork on them. And the last one. So it's quite a big board when you set it all out. So yeah, there's the tiles. I know that's a bit quick, but it's the miniatures that you really want to see. So I'll put a pause in here, and when we come back we'll open up the small box there. Okay, got two little trays here of miniatures. These are all the same sculpt. So I'll just show you them in a bit more detail. Again, when they're painted, they'll probably look pretty good. At the moment, they're very basic. You get 16 of them. And here we have a tray of the heroes. So I'll go through them in order. The first one we'll take a look at, we'll take a look at the character cards. That gives you a story of the character. This is obviously where all his equipment and special abilities and his life and all that is. So this is Osvith, the paladin, and his miniature Next up we have Eileen the archer. Again, I say these are you can actually use in Zombicide Black Plague, and there's her storyline at the back if you wish to pause it and read it. So Eileen is this one here. Sorry about the shakiness of the camera, I don't have a tripod. And it's a mobile phone that I use to make all these videos. But it's really nice detailing on these miniatures. Next up is Lug, the blacksmith. Probably pronounced it wrong. There's his storyline if you wish to pause again. And that's this guy. Get it to focus. Next up we have Mirinia, the smuggler. And she is this miniature. I hope this is coming out okay on camera. It looks fairly good on the viewfinder. Next up we have Orobox, the merchant. Should I say the mercenary, not the merchant. And he is not in this box, so he must be... oh yes, there he is. Really nice detailing on these. Cool Mini or not always do really good detail. And finally, Kador, the sorcerer. And his story. and his miniature is this guy here. So I'm assuming the other box is all the minions that attack you. So I'll put another pause in here, tidy these up a bit, and we'll take a look in the final box. Okay, again we have 2 trays of miniatures. So we'll take a look at each different one. These are all the bad guys. That's interesting. One riding one of the monsters that you saw in the previous tray in the small box. We have one of the bigger ones. Looks like he hurls rocks and things like that. So he's like a monster form of catapult, I would assume. Quite a few of them, as you can see. So that's all the different types of monsters. You've got 1, 2, 3 different types on this tray. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Looks like 8 of each. And then underneath we have these are all the same. So you've got 24 of these. So we'll take a closer look at this guy. So the expansion brings in orcs. Yep, so there you go. That is all the miniatures that comes in the base game. So that is the base game of Besieged. So the next video, part 3, will be the expansion, which is Darkness and Fury, with the some different heroes and different monsters. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully these videos will enable you to decide whether you want to get these games, maybe just for the miniatures alone, so you can paint them up to add them to your own adventure games and that you play. So until then, till my next video, take care and see you soon.